In this video, I'm going to share with you how Japan is fighting the coronavirus pandemic. So I'm back doing another video on the coronavirus, as many of you requested on the previous video how life has changed in Tokyo due to the coronavirus. And again, if we hit another 20,000 likes in this video, I'll continue on with the updates, so just let me know by hitting that like button. Also, before I continue, I'm hoping you and your family are staying safe during this time. And although Tokyo and all of Japan is not an official lockdown, you can see that I'm staying home. In fact, Maiko and I are trying to stay home as much as possible during these days, especially since we have a baby on the way. And it is probably worth mentioning that some of the footage in this video wasn't actually taken by me. I've actually asked some of my friends who are normally commuting to work during these days or going to the grocery store, etc., to take some footage for me during the regular commute so that I can show you guys what's actually going on here in Tokyo. So some of the footage may not be as clear or stable, but that's just how it is. This is the best I can do, so I apologize for that. So first of all, let's talk about the current situation here in Japan. Today is April 30th. So as of April 16th, Japan officially declared a state of emergency. But like I said earlier, none of the cities in Japan are officially on lockdown, including Tokyo, which means that residents are still free to come and go as they please. Despite this, Japan's state of emergency, which was already extended until after Golden Week to May 6th, is now expected to be extended until the end of May or even early June. And very much of Japan is still closed down. So schools are still shut down, along with many department stores and even amusement areas like museums and Disneyland and even professional sports. Some restaurants are still open but are limiting hours to the middle of the day, and some are just limiting it to takeout. Basically, the government is recommending that non-essential businesses close down during this pandemic, but by law they can't actually force any businesses to close, only strongly recommend it. Also, many people these days are working from home if they can, and other businesses have closed down completely. But there are some companies that are still operating as normal. And if you look around, there's definitely less people on the streets. Here's some video of Shibuya Scramble Crossing from the last few days, and this is footage of Shibuya Scramble Crossing in my first coronavirus video. And here's footage of Harajuku Takeshi Street during that video as well. And here's recent footage of it now. The number of people that you see on the streets have definitely reduced since just several weeks ago. Also, because a lot of people aren't going to work or working from home or not going out to go eat or go to restaurants, you can see that there's a lot less people on the trains these days. What's nice though is that they're actually opening the windows to help circulate the air. And luckily, all of the supermarkets are restocked. There's plenty of food on the aisles, there's meat, there's vegetables, and there's even toilet paper. There was a little bit of a scare on supplies for about a week, but after that, things kind of got restocked and people stopped worrying and there was no more panic buying. And many supermarkets and convenience stores have set up plastic sheets at the registers to help prevent the spread. And many of those places have also set up social distancing markers for their lines. So that's pretty much where we are currently in Japan at the moment. I would say in general, a lot of people are staying home, but you do still have outliers, people that are not following recommendations, they're not staying home and they are going out. But because of Japanese law, it's really difficult to mandate people to stay home. So Japan relies heavily on people to cooperate and follow recommendations. And I don't know, maybe it is working, maybe it's not, but Tokyo just reported only 72 cases this last Sunday, which is the lowest recorded since April 1st. That said, only time will tell whether or not Japan is doing the right thing. But in this video, I kind of wanted to dig a little bit deeper and share with you guys how Japan is fighting the coronavirus pandemic. Oh, and while I'm sharing this list with you, let me know if you agree with what Japan is doing and how it compares to your country. So first, Japan's stimulus package. So Japan has launched a $1 trillion coronavirus stimulus package, which means they're gonna distribute 100,000 yen to each resident, which is about $932. It applies to anyone who has resided in Japan for the last 3 months and is registered as a basic resident here in Japan. So you don't actually need to be a Japanese citizen to receive the handout. Also, the resident's current income or financial status doesn't matter. Number 2, Japan is working on a program to subsidize 100% of salaries at small businesses during the pandemic, which basically means that all employees working for small businesses who have closed down during the pandemic will still receive 100% of their salaries. While up until now, laid off workers receive 60% of their salaries, meaning that the government would throw in an extra 40% to take care of these workers during the pandemic. Basically, this program covers 3 million small businesses and 10 million employees all throughout Japan. Number 3, Japan is handing out 2 masks per household. So as you may already know from my previous coronavirus video, Japan has always encouraged wearing masks to help prevent the spread of coronavirus. In fact, wearing masks in Japan to prevent the spread of illness has been part of Japanese culture even before this entire pandemic. Unfortunately, these days, masks are in short supply in Japan. It's really difficult to find them at drugstores, convenience stores, and even supermarkets. In response to this, the Japanese government has decided to distribute 2 washable cloth masks per household, saying that they're going to distribute the masks first to places where coronavirus is on the rise. You can see here the Prime Minister wearing the very mask that they're distributing. And here's the actual masks that have been delivered to someone's house. Some people have complained that the masks are too small, while others saying that 2 is not enough per household. Number 4, Japan is starting to move some production out of China. So a consumer product maker, Iris Oyama, is said to be the first Japanese company to receive a government subsidy. Basically, Japan wants to shift production out of China to build a stronger and more resilient supply chain here in Japan. And the goal, 150 million masks per month by August. And 5, local companies helping out. For example, Apama Group, which handles rental housing and other facilities, is providing free housing. Basically, they've leased 200 rooms throughout Japan to provide to people who have lost their homes during the pandemic. And they're lending the rooms all free of charge until the end of December 2020. So that's the list for now. Let me know in the comments if you agree with what Japan is doing to fight against the coronavirus pandemic. Also, let me know whether or not you think they're doing enough and how it compares to your country. And again, if you get 20,000 likes on this video, I'll do another future update. If you want to see what I'm doing on the daily, check out my Instagram account. If you want to help support the channel, check out the Hold My Miso merch. And if you want to see more videos like this, Japan guys, or anything related to Japan, hit that subscribe button and the bell button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.